this award really means that the work that I've done together with colleagues and friends over the past couple of years on this project really gets recognition, and the effort and determination that it went into it kind of pays out. And I think that the findings are really interesting and important, and I would love to discuss them more. So I think this is also an opportunity to get the message kind of to a broader public. My research focused on who wins and who loses out from economic development in African countries predominantly. I think my research generally connects to quite an old debate that is about whether people benefit from economic transformations or economic development, which is also kind of reflected in the saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. And I really wanted to know whether this is true. So I started kind of looking at how people react to or perceive of their own economic prospects and their own economic opportunities when the economy grows, and whether this kind of really overlaps with what we think in terms of who wins and who loses out. What was interesting is that a lot of politicians and international organizations kind of promise or hope that economic development especially helps the low-educated, kind of most vulnerable groups in society. But my findings actually showed that these are the people that think that they have less opportunities and become more kind of vulnerable in the labor market when the economy grows. And in contrast, it's the highly educated that really win and perceive better of their opportunities when the economy is growing. The biggest challenge was definitely to measure local development. And to do so, I had to rely on a combination of geocoded survey data for the individuals and combine it with satellite illumination data, so nightlight data, basically. And this nightlight data is important, or is actually very good to measure economic activity. And so you can actually, by extracting how alight a certain place is, know how active, economically active it also is during daytime. You know, you see that economic transformations, such as economic development, in and of itself do not just produce winners across the board. There are people who lose out and some people who benefit. So societies need to actively steer these processes to ensure that no one is really left behind, especially not the vulnerable groups of society. And I think it also shows that in order to really benefit from these big economic transformations, also in developing countries and emerging countries, you need to have access at least to tertiary higher education.